Welcome to this video on navigating the project structure. After watching this video, you will be able to explain the project folder and file structures using the expo commands, and describe the uses of the folders and files in the React Native projects. A folder or file structure in a React Native project is essential for organizing code, improving maintainability, and facilitating collaboration and scalability. You can create React Native projects using multiple commands. Let's explore two expo commands. The first command is npx create-expo-app at latest. Here, the npx is a tool that comes with Node.js. It allows you to run Node Package Manager, or NPM, packages without installing them globally on your system. The command create-expo-app package sets up a new expo project by creating a directory structure, installing necessary dependencies, and providing initial files to start development. Then, at latest, specifies the latest version of Create Expo App, which is used to ensure that you're working with the most current features and updates. The npx create-expo-app at latest command will display a detailed folder structure. Here, the folder structure is more refined and organized to set up a React Native project using Expo. Let's explore the purposes and usages of each of these structures in detail. Let's begin with the .expo folder. Expo has developed this as an internal directory for the project. It is composed of files and folders associated with the Expo development platform. You don't interact directly with this folder. It contains configuration specific to your development environment. Expo automatically manages it and primarily uses it to store configuration data. Next is the app folder. It stores the major application flow, core views, navigation bindings, and other top-level entities. It can be helpful to lay out the main structure of your app here. For example, you may create separate subdirectories for screens or app functions. The Assets folder stores any static content of an application, such as images, fonts, and other media content. You can use this folder to import assets in your app. It also stores and sorts all your static files. The Components folder groups UI components or files to reuse in parts of the application. This allows you to make buttons, headers, forms, and other items and move them to your app. This also improves the reusability of the codes. The Constants folder stores constant values and configuration settings for your application. You can use this folder to store files for API calls, colors, typography settings, and other constants applied in your application. Next is the Hooks folder. Here, you will find the utilities built into the React hooks that include the most logic. Writing new hooks for managing states, effects, or other things that several components must reuse is possible. For instance, you can use a hook that includes form input validation or data fetching that does not require the use of a lifecycle method. The Node_modules folder includes all the installed dependencies and packages a project needs. This folder comes automatically once you have installed dependencies with NPM or Yarn. You usually don't work with it actively, but your project won't work without it. The Scripts folder is another project-related subfolder that stores script files that automate some of the project responsibilities. It may contain scripts for build or deployment or some other development processes. Let's now learn about the file structures in this expo command. The .gitignore file helps determine which files and directories to exclude from version control in Git. Some of the usual entries of this file are node_modules /.expo/ and environment-files such as .env that are best to be avoided in a repository that should contain only the best and most accurate information. Next is the babel.config.js file. The Babel configuration file specifies how Babel should transpile your JavaScript files. You can use the edit option to add or change a Babel plugin or preset for your project. The expo-env.d.ts file is a TypeScript declaration file that assigns types to Expo environment, variables, and other TypeScript-based configurations. If you create your project with TypeScript, this file will assist in the correct selection for IDE of the types for the Expo environment and settings of additional configurations. The package-lock.json file is generated automatically by NPM. It focuses on specifying the version numbers of the dependencies to be used when installed in multiple environments. It's beneficial for keeping the exact versions of dependencies so that your app works the same in any environment. Next, The package.json file includes meta information on the project, such as the dependencies, the scripts, and other configurations. Here, you specify the projects your project depends on, define scripts, and set project properties. Lastly, you have the readme.md file. The configuration file in Markdown format briefly explains the project, how to set it up, its execution, and other details. This file is where you record information about the project's purpose, how to install it, and how to use it. Let's now dive into another command in Expo, which is npx create-expo-app another app-template blank. Here, you can give a project name and can create a minimal folder structure. In the above command, you can use names such as another app and --template blank to create a new Expo project with a minimal and empty starting template. When you create the React Native project using this command, you can view the following folder structure. Here, you will see fewer files and folders when compared to the earlier Expo folder structure. You will also notice an additional file, which is app.js. This file will have the basic layout of the React Native code when viewed in the UI. In this video, you learned that a folder or file structure in a React Native project is essential for organizing code, improving maintainability, and facilitating collaboration and scalability. Two Expo commands are npx create-expo-app at latest and npx create-expo-app another app-template blank. The detailed folder and file structure of the first Expo command includes .expo, app assets, components, constants, hooks, node_modules, scripts.getIgnore, app.json, babel.config.js, the expo-env.d.ts, package-lock.json, package.json, and readme.md. The second command displays a smaller folder and file structure containing .expo, assets, node_modules, .getIgnore, app.js, app.json, babel.config.js, package-lock.json, and package.json.